Welcome everyone. Our presentation today is going to be an exploration of the various microorganisms that can be found in our environment and how they affect us and our health. We will be discussing the different kinds of natural phenomena that are related to the activities of these microorganisms and the positive and negative impacts they have on our lives. Let's get started. Microbes, also known as microorganisms, are unbelievably varied and very important components of life. Despite their minuscule size, they are significant in the natural environment and for all creatures. From icy areas to hot springs, deserts and wetlands, microbes can be found nearly everywhere. Additionally, they live even inside other living creatures such as in the human body. They can be singular cells or have many cells and survive independently or in colonies. They need a microscope or a magnifier to be seen and are in charge of processes like decomposition, food production and disease prevention. Microbes are essential for the cycle of life and have a tremendous impact on our world. Microorganisms are a significant component of our world, ranging from bacteria to fungi, algae to protozoans. Depending on the species, these tiny organisms can be either harmless or dangerous. Examples of bacteria include Chlamydomonas, Spirogyra, and Penicillium, all of which can be found on soil, water, and plants. Fungi, like Aspergillus and amoeba, are also single-celled organisms and play an essential role in breaking down and recycling various materials. Protozoans, such as Paramecium, have specialized organelles, which enable them to move, search for food, and reproduce. Every one of these species has something unique to contribute, thus making microorganisms an essential part of our planet. Microorganisms can be extremely beneficial for us. They help decompose organic material to help soil fertility and fix atmospheric nitrogen, enabling healthy environments and the growth of plants. Humans rely on microorganisms for several of our everyday needs. The bacterium Lactobacillus helps us make curd from milk, and yeast helps us create bread, cakes, pastries and alcohol. Additionally, bacteria and fungi are used to create antibiotics and vaccines for medicinal purposes and to help fight and prevent disease. In summary, microorganisms can be our friends and helpers. Microorganisms have a great effect on our lives. Some of them are advantageous to us, while others can be very detrimental. Malicious microorganisms cause plant and animal ailments, food poisoning, and rot materials such as clothing, leather and wood. They can also cause diseases in humans, for example, cholera, cold, chickenpox and tuberculosis, which are transferable ailments that can be transmitted from one individual to another. Furthermore, some bugs and animals act as bearers of these disease-causing microbes such as the housefly, female Anopheles mosquito which causes malaria, and female Aedes mosquito which causes dengue fever. Examining different types of microorganisms, we witness both beneficial and harmful varieties. An example of a parasite is Aedes albopictus, commonly known as an Asian tiger mosquito. This species is dangerous in that it carries various diseases. Similarly, Anopheles mosquitoes, which carry malaria, are female in gender. Lastly, Aedes mosquitoes are important in the transmission of multiple diseases. Microorganisms are ubiquitous and their presence can be both beneficial and detrimental. Some common illnesses that human beings can contract from microorganisms are chickenpox, polio, measles, hepatitis B, tuberculosis, typhoid, cholera, and malaria. For plants, some common microbial diseases are citrus canker, wheat rust, and okra, bindi yellow mosaic. Various modes of transmission exist for these illnesses. It is essential to be aware of the microorganisms and associated illnesses so as to maintain good health. Microorganisms can impact our food in both positive and negative ways. To prevent food from going bad due to microorganisms, various preservation techniques can be employed. These include employing chemical treatments like preservatives, salt, sugar solution, oil and vinegar, in addition to utilizing heat and cold treatments. Applying these strategies will ensure that our food remains safe to eat. Pasteurization is widely used in the food industry as a way to inhibit the growth of bacteria. This process consists of heating milk at a specific temperature for a certain duration to kill bacteria while preserving the taste, thus increasing its shelf life. Moreover, certain food items like jams, jellies and mango pickles are stored and packed in airtight containers to stop microbes from entering. Additionally, food items are salted down or stored in gas refrigerators in order to extend their shelf life and keep their flavor and freshness. Nitrogen is an essential element for life on Earth. Every organism requires nitrogen for survival, and the nitrogen cycle ensures an abundance of nitrogen compounds for all forms of life. Lightning helps transform nitrogen from the atmosphere to nitrogen compounds in the soil, which are then absorbed by plants. These plants are then consumed by animals. Finally, nitrogenous waste from excretion and death is decomposed by bacteria, reverting it back to a gaseous nitrogen form, completing the cycle. Thank you for attending our presentation. The nitrogen cycle is an important process for life on Earth. Nitrogen is found in the atmosphere in the form of a gas. Bacteria and blue-green algae convert this nitrogen gas into nitrogenous compounds in the soil. Plants absorb these compounds, and animals feeding on the plants get essential proteins from them. When plants and animals die, the nitrogen is converted back to the soil and returned to the atmosphere as nitrogen gas. This cycle maintains the balance of nitrogen in the atmosphere. We appreciate your time and wish you a pleasant evening.